forecast. Let's bring in weather specialist Kabir Bagaria.
Thank you so much for that, Noor. Well, folks, temperatures today sitting at just about 8 degrees as we cool off for the overnight period. Some nice cloudy skies with sunny periods as well. You've got the Toronto Harbour Cam behind me as the sun begins to set on our first day of daylight savings. Well, folks, let's talk about what we can be expecting. For tonight, cloud cover eventually moving in to the Golden Horseshoe with a bit of a rainy start to the week. Check this out. We're going to start off with cloud cover moving in for your Monday overnight, and then eventually this rain system starting throughout the day, passing just past Toronto. This is mostly going to be for central Ontario, Sault Ste. Marie, Sudbury, even Thunder Bay. You can expect some of those showers, Cottage Country, the Kawarthas. You're going to see this rain as well. Now, a second system really coming in for midday on your Wednesday is going to be the next significant one here, and that's going to be coincided with warmer temperatures, well above seasonal than what we have been coming to be used to in November. In fact, how warm is it going to get? Well, check this out. For Tuesday, going up to 22. Wednesday at 17, and then eventually tapering off, getting closer to seasonal as we get into next weekend. Even sunny periods are possible there. Now, for tonight, these are the temperatures you can be expecting. Toronto cooling off to just about 8 for the overnight period, very similar. And then for tomorrow, we're starting the warm up for a high of 14, going up to almost 20 for your day, for your day on Tuesday, folks. So be prepared for that warm up, and of course, a rainy couple of days coming up.
Thanks so much, Kabir. Well, most of the country got We are back with weather specialist Kabir Bagaria to tell us the latest about what's going on across the nation. Kabir, we were talking earlier about really the mixed bag that many people are seeing. We're talking in terms of precipitation, but also temperatures. A lot of rain for some, others not so much.
Yeah, that's true. I think the Golden Horseshoe Toronto is not going to see quite as much rain as the West Coast. We have weather warnings there. We've got strong wind, rain for the beginning of the week, and we can expect to see that in Central Ontario and Manitoba as well. From the Sky Tracker Weather Center, I'm Kabir Bagaria. Thanks for joining us as we take a look at our forecast for the city of Toronto as well as for Southern Ontario. For tonight, folks, expect a low temperature of just about 8. That's what we're going to cool off to because we're seeing a warming trend over the next couple of days. And we're going to see that a couple of rain systems here impacting the St. Lawrence as well as the Golden Horseshoe going through the beginning of the week. But we'll get to that in just a moment. One thing I wanted to mention, though, was the West Coast, because that is where we're going to be seeing the majority of precipitation. Not quite as much as we're seeing here for Southern Ontario in the next couple of weeks, but, well, folks, the West is really where the story's at. We actually have a rainfall warning as well as a wind warning for the lower mainland. That's going to continue throughout the day today. Heavy periods of rain for much of the BC coast, the lower mainland, impacting about 2/3 of the province as well, making its way into central Alberta going through your Tuesday. So be prepared for a very rainy Monday and Tuesday as we see those lovely precipitation numbers increase. Be extra careful here, folks, as there are strong wind warnings as well for Victoria and for Vancouver. Tomorrow, after that rain system does start to settle, 11 is going to be your high. And then, of course, Prince George at 4, Edmonton at 6 degrees, Calgary at 5, Lethbridge at 9, sunny periods possible there as well. As we look at our Monday, well, temperatures with single-digit degrees here up in Thompson, Churchill as well, Saskatoon, a nice sunny day for you. It's been relatively foggy for southwestern Manitoba, and folks, that's expected to lift in the overnight period with a high of 7 for Winnipeg. Southern Ontario already starting the warming trend going into your Monday. Be prepared for cloudy skies, passing rain in the latter part of your day on Monday, which we'll get to in just a moment. And for the Maritimes, high of -1 for Labrador City, 3 and windy for St. John's. And as we work our way south, we'll see here New Brunswick at 7 for Moncton and Fredericton, cloudy skies there, 7 a high for Halifax. In terms of today, relatively warm day today. We saw a high of just about 10 degrees for the city of Toronto, and here is what is to be expected. All right, so going right through into our day tomorrow, we're going to see a couple of rain systems make their way throughout the morning, through the afternoon. Cloudy skies persist as we look at rain for your afternoon, okay? Parts of Cottage Country are going to see this rain system as well. We'll get a bit of a break for your Tuesday until we get into just past the morning, where we'll see the Golden Horseshoe start to get another rain system that was going to be quite lengthy. This stretches all the way up to St. Lawrence with heavy periods possible through the afternoon into the early morning on your Wednesday, eventually clearing up with warmer temperatures there. How warm? Well, folks, check this out. We're looking at a high of 15, peaking at just about 5. Not really cooling off too much for the overnight, but as we take a look at what that's going to bring for rainfall, well, in the next couple of days, the Golden Horseshoe is going to see about 3 millimeters. But check this out. Sault Ste. Marie as well as lovely Sudbury with 32 millimeters of that rainfall. So be prepared for a wet start to your week. Warmer temperatures coming for your Tuesday and your Wednesday.
The forecast, let's bring in weather specialist Kabir Bagaria.
Thank you so much for that, Noor. Well, for tonight, folks, we're going down to a low of just about 8 degrees, dropping slightly as we go into a more mild day for much of Ontario, the gorgeous Toronto skyline behind me. Let's talk a bit about what we can expect. Going through the evening, we'll see this cloud cover start to move in from the west. Eventually, we're going to be seeing this system impacting us with rain going through your Monday afternoon, and this will continue throughout the day with passing showers possible. Now, going through into our Tuesday, we'll see this mostly in the form of cloud cover, but central parts of Ontario will see more of this rain until Wednesday, when another system is going to make its way through the area, eventually clearing to have a nicer week ahead. Speaking of a week ahead, let's talk about what's going on with our weather. You'll notice a bit of an upward trend here Tuesday, sitting at 22, eventually balancing out with our temperatures as we get into the latter part of the week. Now, in terms of what that means for our night tonight, well, we're going down to a low of just about 8 degrees for Toronto, 8 for Fort Erie as well. And going into our day tomorrow, we can expect a high of 14 for the city of Toronto as well. Cooler up toward the north in Sudbury, 9 with rain. Sault Ste. Marie sitting at just about 14 with that rain on the way.
Thanks so much, Kabir. As the U.S. presidential election approaches, the implications for you. Well, we are back again with weather specialist Kabir Bagaria. And Kabir, you know, we're talking a little bit about what's to come in the next week. And you say there was a shakeup across the country when it comes to precipitation, but also temperatures.
That's right. Heavy rain for the west coast, really. Lower mainland, Vancouver as well. But as we talk about the east, we're going to be looking at a bit of a warm-up coming in terms of our temperatures Tuesday and Wednesday. Rainfall as well. So quite a shift. Thank you so much for tuning in to this forecast for the city of Toronto, in addition to a look across the country. I'm Kabir Bagaria. 8 degrees for the overnight period for gorgeous Toronto here as we start to look at, well, more rain impacting much of eastern Canada for the beginning of the week, as well as more mild temperatures as we see a very interesting effect. Now, we're watching this system here for your Tuesday, eventually a second system going up to St. Lawrence impacting the Maritimes and basically every city on the way there, Ottawa, Montreal, Quebec City. Periods of heavy rain through until your Wednesday. How much rain could we see in eastern parts of the country? Well, Ottawa is going to see up to 24 millimeters of this rain. Montreal as well, quite a bit there to talk about. We're going to get to the details of it, but where we're really talking about the rain here, folks, is over on the west coast, where there are active warnings in effect for the lower mainland, Vancouver Island, the Fraser Valley, with heavy periods of rain and strong winds throughout the night tonight going into your Monday. Eventually, this system of heavy rain tapering off over the Rockies into Calgary and Edmonton for your Tuesday morning. Very wet start to the week, folks, with a bit of risk there, so please take extra caution if you're going to be out in that area. In terms of temperatures, though, 11 is going to be your high for Metro Vancouver, 7 for Kelowna in the interior, Victoria, just about 12 degrees there. Cooler as we move toward the north. Look at this, Whitehorse at -4, and of course Yellowknife at -3, respectively. Now, for Edmonton, sitting at just about 6, Calgary 5, Lethbridge at 9. Expect these temperatures to remain consistent for much of the week. A sunny day for southern Saskatchewan, and for southern Manitoba, rain starting for Winnipeg. But Brandon, the fog has lifted because I know it was quite a very foggy day on Sunday. In terms of southern Ontario and central Ontario, well, that rain system for Thunder Bay and Sault Ste. Marie, you can see that here, but 15 will be the high for Monday. Montreal still staying on the cooler side before warming up on Tuesday. In terms of the Maritimes, temperature sitting at 6 for Charlottetown, 6 for Halifax, and just 3 degrees for St. John's. Expect some stronger winds there, -1 for Labrador City. In terms of today, though, it was a relatively mild day on our Sunday, but going into the beginning of the week, this is what we can expect. Clouds rolling in for the overnight period, passing showers throughout the day on Monday. Very wet day for the Golden Horseshoe, but you can see the focus of most of this rain is going to be toward the north. North Bay, Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie. Expect rain there. another set of that rain impacting parts of the Golden Horseshoe, but once again, similar areas there for your Tuesday morning, and a stronger system making its way up the St. Lawrence through early morning on Wednesday. So a wet few days ahead, but with milder temperatures. Very interesting here. In fact, as we talk about where things are going to be going, a consistent increase throughout the day, staying there up to 16 for the overnight. Now, in fact, let's talk about how much rainfall we could even see here in southern Ontario. Very apparent that Sault Ste. Marie will be getting the majority of that rain. And in terms of the next 7 days, this is what I wanted to show you. 22 a high for Tuesday before becoming a little closer to seasonal latter parts of the week.